Hey everyone.
All right, today we're gonna get right into it. We're talking about negative thoughts. We're talking about,
The importance of space within a marriage.
and we're gonna talk about generational lessons, not curses, but generational lessons, and why it's important to take the curses off of that.
You're not communicating when you don't really have that understanding of your spouse. You're gonna start to actually get these thoughts in your head, which may not even be the case.
Yes.
And then even if you do get those thoughts, that's when it's the time to come to your spouse and just be like, hey, this was on my mind. And then your partner, your spouse, of course, is going to be should open up and communicate with you, and
To set things where they need to be, because
yeah,
most of the time you need the other person, your other half, to kind of, hey babe, you're getting off track. That's not what I was
yeah,
thinking, and that's not what I was saying, and
yeah,
that's not what I meant. Or you're seeing something that I may be doing, and you're getting the wrong idea.
yeah,
We have to learn how to allow each other to be individuals. I'm my own individual person with my own individual walk. He's his own individual person with his own individual walk. We're not going to do the same things in this together, okay? But I do not think like him, and he does not think like me.
yeah,
He has to give me my space to be who I am.
yeah,
And if he does not give me my space to be who I am, then I'm operating outside of who I am and who I was called to be. Same with him. If I don't give him his space to be who he is, he's not going to be able to operate with who he truly is
yeah,
and learn the essence of his true self, okay? And when I say the essence of his true self, is who he was ultimately created to be, despite me, aside from our marriage, okay? Because I have a totally different purpose than he does. But within our marriage, our purpose comes together. Okay, we're purposed to be married, but my purpose doesn't look like his, and his purpose doesn't look like mine.
and to go back to the whole thinking. I mean, sometimes, and I mean, a lot of people are attacked this way. Is when the enemy comes and actually plant these thoughts in your head that's not even the case. And even though you know that's not the case, sometimes you're led by those thoughts and you act on those thoughts. Again, that's why it's important to have God there, so when you are feeling those negative thoughts, you can just actually go to God and be like, hey, this is on my mind. These are these thoughts are in my head. Can you help me clear everything up? Can you give me clarity, Lord? And that's why it's important to have that relationship with them, because a lot of people tend to be led by those negative thoughts instead of going to Him first.
And that's why you need to just stop. And prayer should not be a taboo. Like, oh, this isn't the right time to pray. We're in the middle of doing this, or no. You don't have to. I mean, it is a certain posture to prayer, but the thing is, sometimes we can't always do what we can't always get down on our knees. We may be in the workplace, but if you bold enough to do that, go ahead and do it. But it's all again in your mind. It's how you connect with the Father. And I'll put it like that because that's how I see my God. He's the Father. He is the Father for me. And so I may not be able to get on my knees right then and there, but I'm able to quiet my mind and I'm able to pray, because I know there's thoughts that are taking over my mind that's clouding my judgment. And I need to just stop. Oh, give me a second. I need to go to the bathroom. Or give me a second. I need to take my 15-minute break. Whatever you need to do to get your mind back on track, you need to do it. Or if you need to write certain things down, you need to stop. It's very urgent, because right now, in this time, our minds are being attacked.
So now, to get on the importance of space within a marriage. It's very important to have space in your marriage. Um, for example, my space within the marriage would be, say, the football season, NBA season. I go into my media room. I like to have my 2 3 hour piece alone, and that's my time to really just not just have my space with my wife, but actually for my kids as well. And that's my little time, And sometimes I might even have my son with me. He'll be the only one though, but that's my little time to myself, and I enjoy that. I'm able to get a peace of mind. I'm able to unwind. I'm able to just chill and relax and enjoy what I like doing, which is watching the football game, watching the basketball game. So that would be my space. What I like to do within a marriage. Everybody's space is different though, and it's very important for each person to know, um, what kind of space
Mm-hmm.
that person likes or needs. So, for example, what would be your space?
Well, my space is complete quiet. I feel like everyone has. I just want the time. I don't want the TV on. I don't want. Sometimes he'll have to like take the kids out,
Yeah.
or I just need that time where I can have that quiet. It's very important to quiet your mind. It may seem like, oh, that's just ridiculous. Why do you need quiet times? But that's the time where, for me, and I don't want to sound too spiritual or too like, but this is me. I need to hear from God, and my way of hearing from God and my space, that's how I need to quiet my mind. I need the quietness. I need that peace. I need to probably you know open a window and just hear the sound from outside. Just quiet. I don't want to hear the influences of TV. I don't want to hear nothing on the TV. I just want the quiet time, that space, where God can occupy the room, where He can come in and I can hear from Him. Also, my space may look like me
Going to get your nails done.
going to get my nails done. I don't really know these people, but I'm going to get my nails done and I can just relax.
Yeah.
I can be at peace. Alright, next topic. Marriage does not equal bondage. You are not enslaved to the person you're married to. It shouldn't be looked at like a sentence or a life sentence, because you're not going to enjoy your marriage and you're not going to be functional within the marriage. So when I say functional, you're not going to be functioning how God has created you to function if you're looking at marriage as a state of being in bondage. You're not in bondage. You're not completely in shackles to this person. You're free to be who you are. Now, you're not free to commit sins in the marriage. That's not what I mean by free, but you're free to be who you are. You're free to live the life you want to live with your spouse and come together and make it work together. So don't look at marriage as, no, I'm stuck with this person. It's a life sentence, because some people, yes, you may have to be married to fulfill your purpose. And it's okay. It's going to be easy if you let the negative thoughts go. And we already talked about the thoughts and how
when you get married, I mean, you're already going into that marriage saying that, hey, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. Like she said, you can still be yourself. You don't have to feel shackled of like, man, this is how I need to be, or this is how I'm supposed to be. It's just, you be yourself. You come together and y'all work together in terms of how a husband, how a wife should be, and
let go of societal standards. which is going to be the hardest thing for us to do. Alright, so now we're going to talk about generational lessons, not curses. Baby, you want to talk about why we feel like it's not a curse and it's a lesson?
Well, ultimately, you have the power to break your ancestors' cycles, past generations, what they did. I know we find ourselves, a lot of people find themselves saying, oh, you know, I do this because, you know, my dad or my uncle, whomever did it, or, you know.
And so that kind of gives us the okay to kind of do it.
It's like in a sense you're making it as an excuse for why you're doing.
It is not a
why
curse.
you're doing what you're doing, you know, and really what needs to be learned is the lesson, you know, and how to actually break that cycle. So that's how we kind of came to the conclusion that it's not necessarily a curse. I mean, ultimately we all are cursed.
If you want to go back, we're all in a fallen state.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not, the things that we're going through are lessons. Okay,
Yeah.
and until that lesson is learned, it's going to be repeated.
It's going to continue to be repeated, yeah.
Okay, the things that you have that looks like what your mother went through or what your dad went through, it's being repeated because the lesson hasn't been learned. So once the lesson is learned and that person, whomever it is, learns the lesson, is able to teach their children the lesson, then the lesson is learned and the cycle is broken. Back if she's willing to stick with you. She's gonna go through things. Certain things happen in marriage. Even with a man, he's going through.
Honestly, when I realized the importance of being of a marriage, of a wife, all throughout the Bible, I mean, it talks about, you know, when two become married, basically it's no longer you're no longer two, but you're one flesh. It talks about
is people see as soon as you decide to get serious about your relationship.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
You're gonna be tested throughout your marriage, and you know,
go through trials.
Yeah, and you know the trials that we went through were different women, even men. I mean, it's just gonna happen, and it just makes you stronger because you know, at the end of the day, this is the man that. Or this is the woman that I want. Like I said in the other video, you have to really change the way you think.
Yeah.
You know, especially
if you want your marriage to grow. I mean, you can't be on the same mindset from when you first got married.